Hey, good evening. This is indeed uh, Big Mike, the Psycho MMA fan. It's been a while. I've been busy. As you guys know, those who know me, I am an educator, and I've been just trying to get things going on with my profession in order while still in school and also still being an MMA fan. Lots of things occurred in the last 2 weeks. As you know, well, if you don't know, you're going to know now. I am located in Florida, so we had to endure Hurricane Irma. Thank God it was not as bad as the weathermen had forecast. So we survived that, thank God, with as minimal damage as possible. I do know that fellow brothers and sisters in South Florida do have it hard. So there are a lot of places where you can't donate, places that are legit. So seek those places out and please help out our fellow brothers and sisters. Um, what I do want to talk about is this card coming up in about 20 minutes. I wanted to get out my predictions before the fight and post them onto my account, and then just see how right I am. First of all, a lot of things has happened also in the MMA world. John Jones was celebrating a tremendous comeback, and then he popped positive for a type of anabolic steroids, another name that I've never heard of. I don't even know what to say. I know I'm a John Jones fan, and that win against Daniel Cormier was decisive. There was no question about it. And John Jones' build has not changed. He is still the lengthy fighter that he was when he was 21 years old. So I don't know what all of this means. I don't know whether he took some supplement after weighing in. Who knows? And at this point, who cares? Okay, I just hope that John Jones is okay. I do want to talk about this bout tonight. The main event is Rockhold versus Branch. Branch is a former UFC fighter of about 7 years ago, and I think he fought 4 times in the UFC during his first stint, and he was released, and then he made the rounds. He turned out to be a 2 division champion for World Series of Fighting for middleweight and light heavyweight. This guy's no joke. If you look at his record, he's 21-3. He is on an 11-fight win streak, and it looks like he's ready. His first fight was against an up-and-coming fighter. That fighter is also on this card, but his first fight back in the UFC, this is Branch, was against Joko, and that was a 3-round split decision win for Branch. It could have went either way, but I thought Branch did enough to win that bout. I really did. So that is the main event. We'll be talking about Luke Rockhold and Branch a little bit more, but there's a couple other bouts in here that really piques my interest. The first bout is Usman versus Moraes, and this is a big bout for Usman. I believe he's already ranked, but he's a welterweight, and he's gone under the radar for some reason. His caliber of competition has gradually gotten tougher. I'm not sure this is the toughest fight that he could have taken, but he is on the card, and a fight is a fight, and that's a fight to really watch. Also, Hector Lombard versus Anthony Smith. I watched the weigh-in, and I also watched the face-offs from yesterday. Hector Lombard has given up a tremendous amount of reach in this bout. I know that Hector Lombard is a naturally big person, so he will be putting back on some bulk. I just want to see how he looks today, again, another bout to really look at. And I also want to predict two fights. I'm going to predict two fights. The first fight I'm going to predict is Jocko versus Hall. Very interesting bout. Jocko lost to Branch his last time out by decision. He really fought like he was really scared to get hit, and Branch was able to squeak out the victory. Uriah Hall coming off a long layoff. I think he hasn't fought in about 9 or 10 months. And I believe last year he fought about 3 or 4 times, and the results was not in his favor. But I'm gonna have to pick Uriah Hall on this one. Simply, there might not be an age advantage for Uriah Hall, because Uriah Hall, I believe, is 34, 35 at this point, and he's been an absolute bust. I mean, he was touted to come into the middleweight division and basically take over after his stint on the Ultimate Fighter a few years back, but he has just absolutely pooped the bed, and he has not lived up to the hype whatsoever. But in terms of tricks in the bag, arrows in his quiver, I have to give it to Uriah Hall, and I think that he can come up with a big win to put him back into the picture. These are both ranked middleweights. I think this is the 11th rank going up against the number 14th rank. So this is one to really keep eye on as that middleweight division tries to sort itself out later on this year when Michael Bisping fights George St. Pierre. I don't know what that's about, but yes, Michael Bisping is fighting George St. Pierre. Oh boy. Now let's go to the main event, Luke Rockhold. If you guys have followed my postings, you guys know that I follow Luke Rockhold very closely, because I have never ever seen someone that is so smug. Okay, and someone that is so smug that has no reason to be smug. I will say that even though I even have issues with Daniel Cormier and the way that he carries himself, Daniel Cormier has more reason to be smug than Luke Rockhold, because Daniel Cormier has actually defended the light heavyweight championship, I think twice, and or maybe 3 times, I just don't understand Luke Rockhold, and again, I think Branch really hit on it when he was talking to Huwani on Wednesday, I believe, that Luke Rockhold comes from this background where he feels he's entitled, and he thinks that he's better than someone. And just like how he rolled into the bout with Michael Bisping, thinking that it's going to be a sleeper, this guy, he's better than this guy in every facet, and it's going to be one of these things where it's not going to even be a fight. If Luke Rockhold goes into this bout and he does not take David Branch, who has a record of 21-3, only 3 losses in his mixed martial arts career, Luke Rockhold is going to be wheeled out of the octagon. Okay, he's going to be he's in for a rude awakening again, and I don't know why Luke Rockhold says some of the things that he does when he has no reason to say things. Like I recall this one time when he said that he's better than Anderson Silva, and Anderson Silva is not on his level, and so on and so forth. And I don't know how much of that is racial. And again, I'm not calling the man a racist, but I don't know how much of that is racial. But Anderson Silva has defended the UFC championship a number of times. Too much for Luke Rockhold to even probably count, and for him to even try to compare himself to a living legend is ridiculous. I just hope that he comes into this bout not taking this man for granted. Yeah, he's going to try to take over the fight and be the alpha male and try to get him out of there in the first round. He's going to wind up getting clipped, I think. Yeah, I'm going to go with Branch on this one. I say either late first round knockout or late second or early third round knockout. Luke Rockhold has also been off for an extended amount of time, and it takes a while to get your feet back in there. We saw how weird he looked against Vito Belfort his first time in the octagon, and nothing but good for Branch. Branch just needs to hold his own. He has the skills on the feet. He has the skills on the ground. He's a tremendous grappler, and I'm not saying that Luke Rockhold isn't. I'm just saying that they're both very big for the division. So this is a tremendous matchup, and this is what Branch wanted. Luke Rockhold thinks everyone runs from him. Well, you know what? Listen, Branch said, yeah, this is my speed, and he's coming there, and he's coming to do damage. If you saw that face to face yesterday after the weigh-in, he basically said, yeah, I'm gonna put a hurter on you. And he said, yeah, we're going to see. So we are going to see in a few. Well, once again, this is the Psycho MMA fan, Big Mike. I'm going to tune out for now. I'll be back after the bouts. I'll be watching the bouts. And I will have my post-fight analysis of this card, which is really not too bad. We'll talk soon.